Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram. As always, joined by Jeffy on this Wednesday, but also a special guest, Glenn Beck.
Hi.
Stopped by to say hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
I just wanted to stop by, say hi.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Talk about your Tucker Carlson interview
If you want
yesterday.
to. I just really wanted to stop by and say hi.
Wow, isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
Isn't that precious?
Talk to you later.
Okay, see ya.
So how'd the interview, how do you think it went yesterday with Tucker?
I think it went really well. I mean, I had some real questions with, about Tucker. Mm-hmm. You know, he writes to me. In fact, let me see if I have the text. When he gets over there, he texts me.
You commented about that.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, dude, thank you. Now the NSA thinks I'm, I almost responded, Tucker, who's this? I don't know you.
Yeah. But didn't he tell you in his initial text? The NSA is watching, by the way.
They're watching. They're watching everything.
Right, I'm just saying, did he put that in the original text?
No,
no. Okay. Because
No.
his family didn't even know he was over there until he had already.
Yeah, until he got over there. So he said, let's see here. I'm sorry. But he texts me and he says, hey, this place is great. This is an amazing city. I'm shocked. It's so worth visiting. We've been lied to. And I'm like, let's keep that in our inside voice.
Yes.
He said...
but he just means that it's not in ruins from all the sanctions and everything, right?
Well, he was very complimentary about Russia. So people are attacking him because
what he said is, I mean, this is so frustrating with the media because he got very upset because I pushed him and pushed him. Mm-hmm. And he said, it all makes sense. And I haven't written to him, but I want to talk to him in person. There's a reason why I did that. I really didn't know where he stood on Russia. I thought I did, but you can't just
after
think.
everything we saw, everything that we saw between the interview and his other videos, it's questioned.
It is questioned, and so I asked him, "What do you mean by that?" And he got, as I pushed him on it, he really flipped. He said, I'm really having a hard time not using the F word on your show. And it's because he was, he's so tired of having to be clear on absolutely everything when he thinks some things are just understood. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm an American. I don't care about any other country than America. I'm not going to move to Moscow. I'm saying if this is what this crappy, communist country can do, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
And he said to me, you should go and visit. And I wanted to say, not on your life. I'm not Tucker Carlson. I'll just disappear and nobody will ever hear from me again.
That never happens to people from Russia. Stop it.
And he said, but you really have to go and see it. And I said, I get it. It's nice. It's nice.
What do you want?
But that was because Stalin and I said, this is kind of what what's his name? Durante did in the New York Times. That's when he said, that's when he just exploded. Right. I'm not Durante. Durante denied everything was going on. I'm not denying things are going on. I'm just saying we're the freest people ever. We used to have clean streets. We used to have people not pooping in the streets.
Yes, we did.
We need to stand up and fight for it.
Tents as far as the eye can see in visible locations. That didn't used to happen.
No.
That's a new phenomena.
Tonight I'm doing a special on, you remember Cloward and Piven?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do a special on top down, bottom up, inside out, and Cloward and Piven. And I'm going to show you how, guess who? Remember when she used to tweet Pat to me and say, "Oh, this guy is so crazy. He says I'm just a grandma. I'm not doing anything." Remember that?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Guess who's teaching the Cloward and Piven strategy again? Cloward or Piven.
Piven.
Oh my!
Yeah, Cloward. That would really be news.
Dead.
Cloward was
Cloward was
this
still
long
dead.
after his
I
death.
got breaking news. He's still dead.
Okay,
he's still dead.
So that is confirmed.
Yeah,
he is still dead.
he's still dead. But she's out teaching
That's
it again.
Great. Where?
I don't know. New York, probably New York.
Like a university?
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably what is
SUNY
that?
or whatever they call
SUNY.
that. Mm-hmm.
But if you look at what's happening, go on X and just look for New York hotels. Okay, do you know how much? There's one of the nicer hotels. I think it's a Lowe's hotel in New York, the Millennium. It used to be called the Millennium. Do you remember that? Beautiful. 30 stories, sold out every night. The state of New York is paying for it, along with the federal government.
Gosh.
They are now spending in Boston $26 a day. Is it $26 a day? No, that was dinner. It was like, I don't know. It was around $50 a day that they are paying for
each
meals.
Person.
Each person.
Yes.
Each person.
It's madness.
It's madness.
It can't.
Madness.
It cannot
It can't
continue.
continue, right?
No,
It's just,
it can't.
it's not possible.
It's Cloward and Piven. It's
can't.
all going to collapse.
My gosh.
I mean, and you know, I said something to Tucker yesterday that was so good. You should look for this response. I said, how I don't understand you. I said, I grew up working class, so I appreciate the working class and I can relate to it. I said, you grew up in Washington, D.C. Your dad, I think he was part of the CIA in some way. You know what I mean? He was in Intel.
He was part of the machine.
He was part of the machine. I said, you grew up in Washington. How is it you escaped all of this elitism because you are kind of elite, and yet you relate to the people? He said, I'm not. I don't. He said, I am the elite. I am everything that they are. But because I grew up around them, I know them, and I know them by name. He said, I know what a joke the Aspen Institute is. I know who these people are, and I despise them.
It's liars.
Yeah. He said, they are just horrible people. So it's not that I necessarily relate. He said, I am the elite. I don't try to pretend I'm not.
Still loves America. That's what he claimed.
said, but I love America, and I hate the people who are running it.
Which is the same for us. Yeah. You know, that's the exact way I feel. We love America, we defend it, but we can't stand how it's being ruined.
And I
now.
think he didn't say this, but I think he has something in common with all of us and with Donald Trump. He loves Americans. He loves the people of America.
Yeah.
You know? And I do too, unless you hate America.
But what's happened with him is he has said good things about Russia, so that means he's Vladimir Putin's
bad,
bitch.
yeah.
That's what it automatically means. Well, he's not. He's just pointing out that we've let our country go to ruin in some cases.
I found it really,
it's partly because of the oppression that they have in Russia, that they haven't allowed
That's what
the
I
same
said to
thing.
him. He
right?
said, I know that.
Yes.
He said, I'm not saying we should be Russian. We should be pissed off that the Russians have this,
despite
and we have
their
tent cities.
Circumstances. Right.
I mean, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
It is in part because of the liberty and freedom we have here that we're in the shape we're in.
So it was interesting to me, too, that he said in the interview that I said, so while you were leaving, Putin and Navalny. And he said, what is the deal with Navalny? And I said, what? He was killed, I think, by Putin. He said, you don't know that. I don't know that.
No, but
And
he
I
tried
know, and I
once.
said
You
it's
just
pretty-
assume.
Right. And
The
he
timing
said,
is very interesting.
he
Yeah.
said, why does that matter so much to Americans? We know who these guys are. That doesn't affect America. He said, we need to start paying attention to America and stop being... And I said, but you know about Navalny. And don't you think that's very similar to what's happening to Donald Trump? And he said, I don't care about Navalny. I don't care. I care about what's happening here in America.
Right.
All of the way he approaches these American stories now and the Russian stories makes sense. He's like, I don't care about the internal politics of Ukraine. I don't care about the internal politics of Russia. I don't care that they crossed the border. How does that affect us?
Yeah. Yes.
He's right.
He is right.
He's right.
He is right. But when you say things that are construed as positive or affirming about Russia, then they automatically assume, because I think I get tired of continually doing the disclaimers. Like on January 6th, yes, bad things happened, but it wasn't an insurrection. Nobody was killed on the other
that's
side.
What he's saying.
And you're tired of. I'm tired of doing that all the time. That part should be assumed. Okay, yeah. So we should be able to just proceed from the fact that it wasn't an insurrection. It shouldn't have happened, but they have exaggerated things to the point where they've got to be called out.
Which was their plan all along.
I mean, he has. Have you heard Mike Benz yet?
I don't think so.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about his history because I think but he's like, one of these guys that I think has flipped. But I don't know. But I'm going to have him on the show, I think. He's a troublesome figure. However, what he has put together with the facts that he has is pretty remarkable. And he explains exactly what and why everything is happening the way it is. He said the militaries of the world are running the world.
I mean, we see that.
Right. He said the intelligence and defense department of the Western world, he said when they realized...
People we have in charge, that should scare us even more.
Oh, yeah. When they realized that the Arab Spring could happen, and they encouraged it to happen. Remember this? Mm-hmm. I said, and remember they stopped, in Iran, X was told by the State Department, don't shut down. Don't shut down for your usual maintenance. Keep it open. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So we encouraged all of these things, and with State Department money, we helped flip these countries, okay?
Sure.
When they realized that, then the next thing they did was go to Ukraine. The guy who we flipped out was duly elected by the people, right? But we didn't like it. Mm-hmm. So we trained all the people on the streets to rise up so we could get the guy we wanted. And we have we have actual audio of the State Department talking about this. We've had this. Yeah, we've had this for 3 years, okay? Mm-hmm. But now all the pieces are starting to come together and verifying. Enough of it is verified. So when they flipped, when they realized that people could connect with one another and you could flip democracy, and they no longer had control of the ballot box, okay, because they didn't control the media. Media was dying. The Pentagon was the one that said, this is a danger to democracy. And all the world leaders got together and said, these people could flip us anywhere we don't want to go. They're too stupid. They don't understand what we're trying to do. And all of the NATO, it's really NATO, I understand in clear terms now. That's not about defense. That's about the international banking system, okay? When they realized that if these democracies start to fall one by one, and they start to disconnect from one another, and what we built after World War II goes away, then all of the muscle is no longer behind the banking system. Okay? That's why everybody, when they went to Russia and everybody lined up, that's because you will comply with the system that we have already set up. You are not getting out of this, okay? Mm-hmm. So they started to control the internet and do misinformation and all of this stuff. That's all to control people from not voting the way they did with Donald Trump. It's a fascinating, fascinating.
Then it gets you into why they hate Elon so much now.
Exactly right.
He's gone against them.
He's gone against them.
Right.
And it's not a coincidence that 7 Federal investigation started immediately after he said X is free. 7. But he's got them over a barrel because he provides a lot for the Pentagon. So what are they going to do? They need his Starlink now. And
they need his rocket ships.
They need his rocket ships. They need everything.
Interesting.
I mean, it's all becoming so clear.
So you talked to Tucker about this. You must have asked him, does he see a way out of this?
Yeah, he said he's more optimistic than I am.
Oh.
But that's not saying much.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you knew the word.
Yeah. He said that, we're in deep trouble.
He cautioned against the solution to fixing America. A lot of people are going to fall into the trap. We need a strong man to come and clean up everything.
He warned against that.
That's what I'm saying. He said that's what they want.
Yes. And so what he said was, focus on the things that matter. Only focus on those things. He said, everybody's trying to solve all these things, and we're all being distracted. He said, I have a friend who says food, water, energy. Food, water, energy. Without those 3 things, nothing happens. He said, we need to concentrate on food, water, energy. If they collapse those things, you have a captive country.
Yep. And you can tell we're headed in that direction.
Oh, my gosh. It becomes more and more.
I got to tell you, I'm glad you stuck around. Because
feels good, doesn't it?
I'm uplifted right now.
Yeah. What does that mean? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Good start to the morning.
Okay, good. Good morning, everybody.
The All Request Lunch Hour coming up in about 6 hours.
There is hope, though. Food, water.
Yeah,
I had a conversation with Dr. Phil yesterday. He's going to be on the podcast next week, and we were talking about things. I don't know if you're paying attention to Dr. Phil. He went to the border.
Oh,
okay.
I saw the story, yeah.
Right, and didn't you think, that's weird? Why is Dr. Phil down the border?
I did think that.
Because Dr. Phil left his Dr. Phil show to do it in prime time. He's starting his own network. I said to him...
Oh, he's not doing Dr. Phil anymore?
No, not on CBS.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
He's starting his own network, and the network is going to be in 70 million households when it begins in April.
Jeez.
Yeah. Wow.
That's pretty good penetration.
Yeah. Wow. And so he is starting his own primetime show where he's going to talk about the news and what's going on. He said to me, Glenn, about 4 or 5 years ago, I started noticing people weren't talking as much about my relationship. He said, my relationship with my kids or whatever. He said, the major concern had become... I don't know what to do about my school. I don't know what to do about my country. I don't feel safe. I don't know if I should speak out or not. And he said, I decided 25 years of Dr. Phil working on marriages and things is enough. He said, the country is on fire and we need common sense. He's got a new book coming out, I think, next week or the week after. And I read it. It's really good. It's really good.
Wow.
I mean, he is on our side.
That really serious message about Israel, if you'll recall. We played that. Yeah. I mean, he was very forceful.
He was strong on that, too.
We talked about that. We talked about that last night.
Did you get death threats after that, I suppose?
Oh, he's been swatted 6 times in the last 2 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, that's a dangerous practice. I hate that.
Yeah. And you know what? He showed up, and I said to him, Dr. Phil, you're in a different world now, man. You are not the lovable Dr. Phil.
Get some security.
Because he came up, he drove up himself. He drove up to the studios and got out of his car, and I'm like...
By himself?
Yeah, by himself. And I'm like, where's your security? And he's like, I've been doing this for a long time. And I said to him, not this.
Not like this.
Not this. I am so sick and tired of hearing people say, and then we started getting death threats, and people said that we should die. Are you kidding me? Grow up.
Come on.
Grow up. I mean, we should have security now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But instead, they don't want you to have the security, and they don't want you to have a gun for your own protection.
Right.
They don't want you to be protected
at all.
I
just heard Fauci's wife say, and then we had to have protection. We had to have, the state had to come in and provide protection. I wish the state would provide protection for me.
That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, let me tell you about Nugenix Total T. My oldest son is just turned 40, if you can believe it. I had him when I was 2 years old. I was 2 years old.
Shut up.
Yeah. So he's big into working out. I mean, he loves the gym. And he's there.
Is he really 40?
40. Yeah. Caden's 40. My oldest. Is that amazing?
40.
Yeah.
Stop saying
I mean, I
that.
have one at 36, and I thought that was really...
And he's struggling with it because it's like, now he doesn't recover as quickly. He doesn't feel the same.
Shut up,
got the
he's
aches
40.
and pains. I know, that's what I keep
Yeah,
telling him.
shut up.
I don't want to hear it.
Start your whining when you're 65.
First of all, take your Nugenix. It's going to help, and it has. And he's been taking Nugenix Total T with Testofen for many months now, like 6 or 8 months, and he loves it and swears by it. It just helps. It helps with the aches and pains and the shape that you're in, and makes losing weight and gaining muscle mass a lot easier. So get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T when you text 231-231. Enter the keyword Unleashed. Text now, and you get a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, the newest and most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients that help you lose weight fast and get lean fast. Absolutely free. Text 231-231, keyword Unleashed. Do that now. Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply. #1 doctor recommended brand by primary care physicians based on an independent survey conducted IQVIA 2022.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. So, are you feeling more or less optimistic as time goes on? What do you think about Biden running? Keith believes he's not going to be the candidate. I still believe he is.
It's not going to be the case.
You don't think he will be either?
No.
Well, you have a bet.
I have a $1,000 bet. I'm thinking about calling Michelle Obama, just pissing her off enough so she's like, I'm going to run just to put him in jail. Yeah, but I'll have that $1,000 from Stu.
Yeah, you and Stu made the bet because he like I believe she's not going to run.
Yeah.
And you believe she is?
I do. She's the
That's
only one. I
catastrophe
mean,
if
there
she
was a
does.
story out
She
today.
is the only one.
Yeah, she for sure.
There was a story out today that said this is unprecedented. If he backs out at the convention, it's unprecedented and leaves the Democrats zero time to replace him and sell that next person unless
There's only one
there's
person.
someone out there that is universally known and liked.
And we all know who that is.
There's only one. So
And if it's a short time, she won't have time to speak, so people won't have a chance to hate her.
Exactly right.
Right.
And she can come out. I mean, this is the Wilson playbook. Remember, we used to talk about Philip Drew, administrator.
Yeah.
Okay. He was a hero. Everybody loved him, universally loved him. And he wasn't in charge. He just was helping the president at the time, just going around and talking about things and giving people hope. And then something happened to the president.
Oh, no.
And he did not want to serve. It's not him. He doesn't want all of that, but he did. I mean, it is exactly the same story from Phil. I'm not saying they're pulling it from there, but this is the way they think.
It is. It is. My contention is she hates the country too much to do a tough job like that.
I think so. And she
even
saw how
pretend
much,
to be doing the job.
Okay.
And she saw how much she
hates
hated
America.
It. Yeah.
Can I may I just do some fiction writing pillow talk? Barack, I do not want this job. I don't want this job. You know how much I hated the White House. Honey, we close the door on America. I'll do all the work, okay? We close the door on everything that you despise. You are...
That's what you told me last time.
You were born for a reason. It's this time, and I think this conversation has happened over the last couple of years. I think this is what they knew with Biden. I told you they're going to let him do all of the really ugly stuff, just to really damage us. He'll last one term. When they're done with him, they'll eject him, or they will, say you're going to go to prison, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Well, I think they've already tried.
That's
I think they've already tried pressuring him with that, and that didn't work because
I don't think they've really done it yet.
Well, but her got that case to him a year ago. So this, like you said, to your point, this has been in the works for a very long time. That didn't work because remember we were supposed to get the announcement that he was going to make a decision on president over Christmas break, and that got pushed till April.
They still have Jill.
And so I think that they were trying to convince him.
Oh, I do.
Go away. Go away. And
I agree.
And so if you're not going to do that, then we're going to go after you legally. And if they're not going to do that, now they're in the embarrassment mode.
So we know now that the reason why it's not happening from an inside source is Michelle. I'm not sorry,
Jill.
Michelle. Jill.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely.
That's why he's not leaving.
That's why he's not leaving.
Absolutely.
We didn't need an inside source for that.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, I know.
Talked about that many times.
Right.
She's the force behind this elder abuse.
You know what she said? It is elder abuse.
Yeah.
You know what it said in an article I read yesterday was that she wants revenge. She has worked her whole life through this. She finally has the position and the power. Her husband finally has it. She does not want to leave that power because she wants to exact revenge. That was from a lefty, not lefty, but like the Post or something like that, New York Times. I was shocked by. No, it was CBS. I was shocked by that.
What is she getting revenge for? What
I
have
think
we
just
ever
having
done to her?
Just finally having the power and being able to say to all the little people, who shat upon her.
Well, her husband was just a lowly senator.
You'll never make it. You'll never. And now she has the power. He has the power. And they don't want to give it up.
We played this. I think it's a year and a half old or something. The video of her with Joe coming off Marine One.
Yeah.
I think it's the helicopter.
Yeah.
And he can't get his coat on. And she comes over to finally, okay, stupid. Do I really have to help you get your coat on? And it takes them 50 seconds to get that stupid coat on him. And she is so visibly pissed. She won't even look at him afterwards.
We played the video from Valentine's Day where he says, should we take a picture? We already took one. And she's just standing there in the driveway waiting for him to come down. She hates him so much. It's unbelievable.
She hates the fact that she's got to babysit him and help him through all of this.
Yeah.
She resents having to, okay, I can't get my coat.
I love the tablecloth. It's beautiful.
You still can't do it. Still, she's like, okay, dude, come on.
Jacket on. Put your jacket on.
Now, can you help me? And she doesn't want to.
No,
she's
she
embarrassed by him.
But
this tottering old fool.
Then he ends up in the pocket.
Yeah, he still can't get in.
He's in a pocket. Where did that come from?
She's smiling. She's laughing.
Now she just walks away. Okay, I'm
now
done.
wait for it. Wait.
Doofus.
But we're not done. Now his collar's messed up, and then his glasses
fall off.
Glasses.
She doesn't even look.
She is just gone.
Honestly, though, that he is the perfect president for America because that's where we are as a nation, right there.
We can't get our coat on.
Can't get her coat on. Can't
our
keep
glasses are falling off.
Wearing a mask
on the ground.
I'm the one who's so pessimistic. I mean,
right.
Thanks for cheering me up.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing when you're the most optimistic person in the room? I'm not sure where we are in America when that's the case. It's bad.
I'm finding myself in that position a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep some semblance of positivity, but it's really hard.
So here is,
and I know this every day.
I know this sounds trite, but I just want. I lived this. Pat. Did I do anything at all that was deserving in my life? When I was with you. I mean, I was so screwed up, and I think I was the enemy of Christ in some ways, okay? I was really not a good person. And when I first thought about I can't do this anymore, everybody always thinks I'm not worthy. Look what I've done. I can never be forgiven for all of these things, okay?
Yeah.
And yet, when you do and you humble yourself, everything that was a mistake all of a sudden puts you into a new position, and the Lord makes it all happen. Everything, every setback, everything that goes wrong right now, the minute we humble ourselves, it will all be used as a strength.
There you go.
There you go.
We'll end on that happy note.
No
'Cause
doubt.
that's true.
It's true.
That's absolutely true. All right. Thanks, Glenn. We'll be listening for you later on today on the Glenn Beck program. Meanwhile, more Pat Gray Unleashed and Chewing the Fat coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. McFlurry tweets. I would love to pay attention to Glenn, but all I can focus on is the 3 avocados behind him. Okay.
I mean, it's technically
Shot.
4. If you can get a shot of this,
because you got a big avocado there,
And
and
a
then
big-
the 3
Are
babies.
those particular avocados from
Mexico. I believe they are.
Avocados from Mexico.
Thank
Well,
you.
yeah, there you go. Some great ads from avocados from Mexico.
No
aren't
doubt.
they?
Yeah,
I
some
love
of them are funny.
the draft picks where the countries are all at the very beginning of the world. They're all drafting what they want.
Yeah, the polar bear was really
Right.
wanting to be in Mexico, but they went with avocados. That was really
So
good.
funny.
Jerry Rises in
Brilliant.
that was good.
Yeah, brilliant. Carl Smith tweets, somehow I've never associated the word optimism with Glenn Beck. Right? That's why we're so concerned right now. Linda Rose, do you think that the ultra-liberal audience who watch Dr. Phil on Oprah will tune in to watch his new show? And will he be able to sway some of them over to some common sense?
Yeah, I don't
Hopefully.
know about that. I mean, that'd be nice.
I don't know.
but
We'll see. We'll see. But it's nice to know he's on our side. It's nice
It
to
is.
know he's conservative.
And we'll see. You know, he's starting his own network that he claims to have, 70 million households. We'll see how long that lasts when he starts,
Yeah.
saying things.
When he takes
that,
a side.
yeah,
It's a little different when
It
you're
is.
neutral.
it is.
When you take a side, the stuff's going to hit
He
the
may
fan.
start traveling with security.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just saying.
Yesterday, we played the clip of the Kansas City mayor who couldn't believe that the governor referred to the shooters during the Kansas City Chiefs parade as thugs.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah, but there was more to that clip. Oh. Check this out.
He's going to join us later on in this program. After the shooting, he said, we can't let some thugs and criminals just take over and ruin what happened. I gather that's not quite your assessment of what happened that day.
Quentin Lucas.
I have respect for the governor. We get along well. I disagree strongly with how he would describe that situation. I certainly do think this was criminal activity. It was lawlessness, and I think that that's troubling. But thugs is a dog whistle in the most classic sense, and I have seen this dog whistle time and again. There's this
You've seen a
kind
dog
of
whistle?
giant conservative
Pause it for a
theory
second.
on social.
No, I have to address. You haven't seen a dog whistle.
I bet he hasn't even heard one.
It's audible. It's not visual, and it's only audible
That's
to
correct.
dogs.
That's correct. That's why it's called
A
dog
dog
whistle.
whistle.
Strange analogy.
Yeah, very strange. All right. Anyway, just to show his moronic tendencies, here's more.
Most classic sense, and I have seen this dog whistle time and again. There's this kind of giant conservative theory on social media now that the reason that mugshots haven't been shown is because the purported defendants are black, and if it were a white defendant, we would have just shown them. That is absolutely preposterous. There are protections to juveniles. Our city has a gun violence problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're protecting juveniles.
Yeah.
Right? And by the way, greatest meme here, or
thank
tweet,
you.
the greatest tweet from Tim Young yesterday. If you're a mass shooter at a Kansas City Chiefs parade, the media protects your identity because you're under 18. If you're a fan in face paint at a Kansas City Chiefs game, the media tries to ruin your life, calling you a racist at 9 years old.
Amen.
That is
Phenomenal.
so good.
So good.
What a poignant
Right.
point that is. Wow. And on top of it, yesterday the news came out the shooters were not juveniles. They weren't minors.
So who are we protecting? The mayor was lying in that interview.
He's
Clearly.
lying. And he knew.
He absolutely knew.
He knew these are adults. And sure enough,
100%.
Well,
both adults.
The first two people they arrested were
darn it.
reportedly minors, right? And they have not charged those two people yet. They charged these two
they arrested
adults.
4 people. So they had these two in their midst the whole time.
Now, that didn't stop, and Kyle Rittenhouse pointed this out on Twitter as well. That didn't stop them from outing me when I was a minor.
No, it
Right.
did not.
Defending myself.
Right.
But they still haven't released the mugshots.
Still don't have that.
Still don't have the mugshots.
We do have their names now. Dominic Miller and Lindell Mays. So those are the two. There's a video of them starting the shootout.
Yeah.
Well, the shooting at the scene, and this has emerged now.
Yeah. He's in the background there, and you'll watch him. You'll watch him reach in here. Hang on. This kind of loops. There's one of them. But yeah, there's an arrow that'll come in that'll show you, and he's reaching into his bag and getting ready to shoot there.
Oh my gosh.
It's tough, man.
And so where's this argument that supposedly sparked this?
Well,
that must have happened prior to this, and now he's walking away and getting the weapon ready.
That's a story that he tells as well. I mean, that might not be the case, and that's what the investigation is detailing.
Just incredible.
Let's see, he's getting the bag off there.
The liars.
Yes.
And the lies that they keep telling. The lying liars who lie.
Yes.
Like it's a preposterous claim to say that their racial makeup had anything to do with the way this has been handled since the shooting. Are you kidding me? I mean, that is such a no-brainer. Yesterday, Joe Biden talked to the press for a quick moment and previewed Russian sanctions, which are coming later this week.
Okay.
What I came to tell you was, I told you we'd be announcing sanctions on Russia. We'll have a major package announced on Friday. I'll be happy to sit with you all doing that, okay?
See, I don't have my cue cards aren't with me right now, so I can't tell you all the ins and outs of it yet.
They should provide him with a great big book of everything.
Yes, they should.
One of his handlers carry around.
Too heavy for
he
him.
Can't. Yeah, he can't.
Well, he can't carry it. No. He needs a duper.
Or get him a wheelbarrow or something. I'm sure there's a way.
You know, he could probably just sit in a chair.
Yeah.
And carry the book around on his lap.
He was also asked why he's going to California.
Yeah, this is interesting.
This is fun.
This is kind of to the point about somebody else. I mean, that's what the reporter is leading him to. I mean, I know you're going out there to fundraise, but maybe you're going out there for Plan B. Gavin Newsom. This is interesting.
Hey, sir, you're going to California. Is this about coming up with a Plan B for 2024? Does Gavin need to stand by?
Is Gavin Newsom on standby? Is he your Plan B?
I'm looking at you. We're looking at you.
He's so
hey, whoa.
And that's the end of it. Whoa. That's your answer.
I am surprised, though, he didn't get immediately pissed.
No, they've got him. It looked like he was juiced up pretty good there.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Ooh. You want to hold on to that thought after you watch him shuffle away to the helicopter? Watch it.
Okay. I mean, he's looking pretty good right there.
Yeah, but let's see if you have the same thought here.
Oh, yeah, he's looking pretty good. He's feeling good. A little spry.
Yeah,
Oh,
vigor.
yeah,
He's got a little pep in his step.
Look at all that vigor.
He could do a cartwheel at any moment. You just feel that, don't you?
Is he going into the...
Or the jog.
The front door, yeah. Okay, that's the door that's guarded. He doesn't go in the back door of the Marine One. That's only Air Force One.
Not enough juice, though, to get him up the short stairs.
I'm telling you, this guy could just disintegrate at any minute. Any minute, old Rickety Joe could just come apart at the seams.
He almost went down yesterday.
Yeah, watch this.
On the short stairs, too.
Yeah. Well, Jill's not with him.
Okay, here we go. And oopsie daisies. Oh,
grab and pull, Beavis. Come on.
Almost went down twice. Again.
Yeah.
Again. How hard is it to navigate the stairs? How hard is that?
Well,
for an 81-year-old, I guess it's pretty hard.
He's,
sometimes.
We've already talked about his, he's had gait issues. So,
So yesterday, both Biden and Trump were on stairs.
Almost at the same moment.
You will notice, though, that when he tripped there, and Jill's not with him, he's on the short stairs, he's trying to look agile by not looking down at the stairs.
Yeah.
See, that's when he goes up these stairs, he just, I'm looking straight ahead. I'm strong. Yeah. Oh, no, you're not. Oh, look, he should be. You see a lot of people his age looking down at the stairs that they're walking up on. Yeah.
Is that
keeping an eye on those stairs?
Is that what you do?
That's a helpful hint. Keep an eye on those stairs.
Look at the stairs as you navigate them.
Don't just walk up them without
But it's interesting that was the first thing the left jumped on with Trump. He has trouble walking down a ramp.
Yeah, right.
But they don't once mention this about Joe. But yeah, I just thought it was very interesting how almost at the exact same moment yesterday afternoon, they were dealing with stairs at the same time.
Let's see the Trump example. There's Joe.
There's Joe.
Stumbles twice.
Let's just do the other one.
Barely makes it up.
Okay. He's... Look, he didn't even have to hold on to the deal.
He's keeping an eye on him, though.
Yeah, he is.
Got that long trench coat, too.
All right. And he makes it.
Looks like they did it.
No problem.
Looks like he did it all right.
I love the fact that, to the left-wing media, he's worse than Joe Biden is.
Right.
Okay, Joe Biden has some issues, but not nearly as bad as Donald Trump.
Right.
Really? Come on now.
Come on now. There's a
embarrassing,
huge difference.
And when he got down to the bottom of those stairs, the press surrounded him, and they asked him about Nikki Haley, and I think the quote was, "I've had just about enough of her." That was a fun moment. But yeah, do we have the clip of her? Because she pulled out the tears yesterday.
Oh no!
Oh, did she?
She pulled out the tears.
Oh
yeah.
no! Was she asked a hard question?
I wish Michael was here today.
You wish who?
And I wish our children.
Oh, her husband.
And I could see him tonight, but we can't.
Well,
oh no!
You can call him when you lose this weekend.
He's serving on the other side of the world, where conflict is the norm, where terrorists hide among the innocent, where Iran's terrorist proxies are now attacking American troops.
There's so much there.
Yes, there is.
Because she's trying to play the hubby card because she saw an opening there because of something Trump said a week ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then she gets to play the "oh woe is me, I'm the underdog, look at me cry" card. But through all of that, she has the opportunity to say, "I don't know, U.S. troops are being attacked. I think we should go to war now." I mean, she still finds a way to mix in her warmonger self. I love it.
That's great stuff. And she doesn't have a shot. By the way, she's behind by 30-some points.
33.
In her home state,
And
which
she-
is Saturday.
Yeah, she gave a speech yesterday called State of the Race.
State of the Race.
It's so stupid. She
Okay.
said that...
Thought that was Stu's podcast.
She said that no matter what happens Saturday, I'm still in this thing. I mean, she is just holding out, hoping that
Wow.
Trump goes to prison or the
Something.
Republican Party says, "Okay, Nick." I mean,
She won't be the nominee even if he does.
Right, that's the
even,
thing.
Even if he can't run, she's not the nominee.
She doesn't understand that. Nobody likes you, Nikki. Sorry.
She really is the John McCain or Mitt Romney of
But
this
it's more
race.
embarrassing than that because
Yeah, it
she's
is.
not winning anything.
No, that's true. That's very true. All right, we all know we're being lied to. Wall Street tells us to put our money in IRAs, 401ks. They say that risking your life savings in the Wall Street casino it's a secure investment for the future. Yet, studies show the average Americans who follow that advice will outlive their savings by 10 years. There's something better that you need to look into. It's called Bank on Yourself, and it's a better way to grow and protect your hard-earned money. This retirement plan alternative has, get this, never had a losing year in over 160 years. So it's not like, well, okay, but what have they been around since last week? The week before that, maybe? 160 years. That's an incredible track record. It's guaranteed predictable growth and retirement income. With Bank on Yourself, your plan doesn't go backward ever when the markets tumble. Your principal and your growth are locked in. It's fantastic. So you get tax-free retirement income. You're in control of all this, and you've got built-in protection. Your money is guaranteed to grow by a larger dollar amount every single year in both good times and bad. Get this peace of mind. If you want guaranteed predictable annual growth, control of your money, and tax-free retirement income, go to bankonyourself.com/unleashed. And they will send you a free report with the proven retirement plan alternative that banks and Wall Street are desperately hoping you never hear about. But fortunately, you just did. Bankonyourself.com/unleashed for your free report. Bankonyourself.com/unleashed. Get a free report with the details on bankonyourself/unleashed. Bankonyourself.com/unleashed.
That gray is unleashed.
Oh, the Coven. We got some news on the Coven from
Nice.
yesterday. That's great.
They're still around. They're still on.
Still on. The coven is still on.
Under
it doesn't
the
matter.
ABC News banner, I believe.
They've never said a true thing in their lives.
Yeah.
They have no idea what's up and what's down. But they made it clear yesterday they don't want Joe to debate Donald Trump.
Oh.
Disgrace and a one-term president with 91 counts facing him. I think it legitimizes him. I don't need to be gaslit by Trump. We all know who he is. We all know what he stands for. We also know that Biden debated him twice and just like sort of mopped the floor with him. If you look at any of the studies, most Americans that watched it thought that Biden won, not only on policy but on demeanor, especially.
She's making this crap
Does this person have the temperament to be the president? We know who Donald Trump is. I don't think you give him that type of platform.
But also, if Biden flubs, they'll be all over him. If Trump flubs,
if he doesn't show up, they'll be all over him. But here's the thing. A lot has happened since 2020. January 6th hadn't happened. Donald Trump needs to have to stand next to Joe Biden. Joe Biden needs to call him out on the unfitness because the reality is we all at this table, we all know who Donald Trump is. Nearly 80 million people voted for him. They need to see the juxtaposition of the two.
When she first talked about
they know.
Whoopi's got the new. I like that look.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah,
I like that look on the hair.
How could you not?
Nice. Well.
Plus, there's a video that surfaced from 2003 where Joy was praising Donald Trump.
Yeah, this is hard to find. Somebody found this, and this is shocking.
They were all over him.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Joy said the guy wears a tube. He says that it's his own hair. So I believe him because I believe Donald. He's an upstanding American.
Oh.
But America doesn't believe him. We've gotten, a letter poured in yesterday. Is that really his hair? Oh, my God.
Oh, and there he is. There he is. Isn't that great? Wow.
She said, I believe him because he's an upstanding American.
It's real. It's real.
Wow. Some serious hair color there, but it was real.
I showed up with the view.
Mm-hmm. That's... Wow, how times have changed.
But remember, she said,
kidding.
I believe him because he's an upstanding American.
Yeah.
But you put a Republican, you put an R after his name, and
now
all of a
not
sudden
so much.
he's garbage to her.
Yeah.
And that is Abby Huntsman, by the way.
I thought it was. Wow, she's been... I mean, the Huntsman family's not super conservative to start with, but she seems to have gone over to the dark side completely now. So good for you, Abby. Way to go. That's great.
I mean, how are you going to say no
must
when
be
the view
proud.
comes knocking?
Yeah, well,
you can't,
like this.
Right?
No.
Yeah, but I know if
Is
the
that
view,
too complicated?
If the view came knocking,
What if
and
I
they
said it
hey,
like this? No.
Really?
Yeah.
So if the view, hey.
No.
We'll pay you $10 million to sit at that table with those cackling hens every day.
I'll be there in 3 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
I wouldn't do it for $10 million. Seriously.
What?
I mean, you're just compromising your...
What do you mean? No, you get to stand up
in.
for conservatism. You go into the belly of the beast.
Yeah, I don't know if I
a
could
lot
do
of
it.
bellies.
I don't know if I could do it.
A lot
Well,
of
for
beasts.
$10 million, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yes. Yes is the answer to
All
that.
right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed is inevitable at this point.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
All right, little controversies developed here off the air since last we spoke. We were talking about the View, the Coven.
Yeah, thank you.
And some of their comments, and then this person showed. Do we have the clip? Can we just show me this still photo of the person who was speaking that we were confused by? It's either
does Joe know
Abby Huntsman from The View. She left The View, but it's either Abby Huntsman making a guest appearance or it's Alyssa Farah.
Yeah,
nobody
don't
knows.
know.
There's no way to tell.
And they
look a lot alike.
I looked at the
They could be
clip.
twin
The only
sisters.
name they show on the screen is Sonny Hostin. They don't show the name of
and that
any of
is
the other hosts.
Not Sonny Hostin.
We're sure about that.
That is not Sonny
That
Hostin.
much we know.
Yeah, it
We
looks
do
like
know
it looks
that.
like Lance was right. It's Alyssa Farah Griffin.
Man, they
but
look
it
alike.
could be.
She looks like Abby Huntsman.
Yes, she does.
Doesn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, see, prove to me that's not Abby Huntsman.
Yeah, I think this is some sort of, I don't know, freaky conspiracy where Abby Huntsman left because of the culture, she said, and now they didn't want to admit that she's back, so they brought her back and renamed her.
Same bank account
Alyssa
for the
Farah.
checks to clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's going on.
There you go.
We just stumbled into
There you
something.
go.
And you're welcome, America. But here's the thing. No one cares.
That's right.
So I don't even know why we're spending time
there.
on it.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was beginning to wonder.
If Abby Huntsman is on The View and no one's watching,
is she really
is she on The View?
Did she fall in the forest?
Mm-hmm, right. KJP's Blinker Fluid tweets, the left is a constant contradiction. BLM riots and lack of prosecution, but absolutely ruthless with J6. Chiefs, shooters, and the face paint kid. Trust the science with the vaccine, but the science is wrong for transgender.
Yeah.
The list goes on, but X limits characters. So, man, good points, though. Lone Wolf 2965, dear lefties, the word thug is determined by behavior. If you hear that word and think race, the racist is you.
Bingo.
Thank you.
If I may be so bold, when you're pointing the finger,
okay,
there's 4 others that are pointing right back at you.
Unless that's the only finger you have on your
3
hand.
others that are pointing right. You get that opposable thumb,
Yeah,
too.
the
and
thumb-
that's
the thumb's kind of
probably
a-
pointing at the other
He's a
person.
wild card.
Yeah, he's a wild. You never know where that one is going. Don Walker tweets, maybe Biden should sit in the Corvette with the classified documents to take questions from the press. Yeah. Behar 695-220767.
Come on, people. Fix your Twitter handles. I can't.
That is the most fake crying I've ever seen. Good job, Haley. Yeah, Nikki Haley crying at their little
she
rally.
was sad. Her
Isn't she
husband is
showing
deployed.
why a woman maybe isn't the best choice for president? Some have argued.
Wow.
B.
Keep it
DeBodine,
together.
if you don't actually
facts are
shed a
facts.
tear, are you actually crying?
Yeah, if you don't shed a tear, is that really crying? I mean, that is...
Good question.
Ooh, that was not good.
It's a good question.
Not well done by her.
All right, back to the administration. One of the many things, many things Joe Biden continues to fail at is the border.
26% approval.
26 now?
On the border.
That's
On
still
the
too
border.
high.
Still way too
right.
high.
Who's
But, I mean, that's an incredible stat.
Something has to be done.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's just, it cannot be sustained.
Illegals have gotten the message about Texas, and now California is the favorite destination for a lot of them. And apparently lots of single people have been arriving there.
Single?
Here's a look.
India. Where are you from?
China.
China. Where are you from?
India.
India. Where are you from?
China.
China.
Good.
Georgia. Georgia. Where are you from?
Georgia.
India.
My gosh.
China. China. China.
Oh, my.
China.
Good. Good.
China. Where are you from?
Georgia.
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 Where are you from?
China.
China. China.
Women
Okay.
Where are you from?
on this track.
Ecuador. Ecuador. Colombia. ¿De dónde son? Colombia. ¿Todos aquí de Colombia? Sí. ¿De dónde son? México. Okay, muchas gracias.
A lot of women and family in that group.
A lot of China. Mm-hmm. Georgia. Who saw that coming?
Jeez.
Your tax system's better than ours, Georgia.
I mean, I thought if you were from Georgia, you could travel across the United States. Right? I mean,
We'll
that's just a
explain after.
state.
Well,
Yeah, well-
it depends on Atlanta or Savannah.
Yeah.
If you're from Savannah,
okay.
you can't.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't ask specifics on that.
Those of you in Atlanta right now, Smyrna, you're not allowed here if you're from Smyrna.
Okay.
Smyrna's like the Rio Linda of Atlanta, as Rush would call it.
So anyway, congratulations to
Yeah.
the new arrivals in California. Charles Barkley has a warning for those headed to San Francisco. Here's where he is.
Hey, Reggie. Yes. If you had a chance of being cold or being around a bunch of homeless crooks in San Francisco, wouldn't you? Oh, that's
We love San Francisco.
No, we don't. Yes, we do. You can't even walk around down there.
Yes, you can walk around.
Yeah, with a bulletproof vest. I live in Arizona.
Microphone that says cough, just hold that down.
Absolutely.
Just hold that thing down.
You know what?
Charles, you live in Philadelphia. I live in Alabama.
Some great things going on there. First of all, they're so bored with the NBA All-Star game that they're
talking about that. Yes.
about political issues, essentially. That's great. That game, by the way, wound up to be the highest scoring game of all time. 211 to 186.
Yep.
211 points.
Just shoot the ball, baby.
Some good defense being played there.
Just shoot.
Yeah. What a What a boring matchup. Well, and that's why in the NFL, they don't even actually play a football game anymore, right?
Yeah,
it's
no,
flag.
changed,
They play flag football.
They have one little
Stupid.
short field flag football game, and then they have other events around the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was okay, I thought. It was okay.
I like the way they do it now.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I prefer to see a game, but I understand why they can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would prefer
too
to
many
see,
injuries.
I would
too much
prefer
risk.
not to see them promote flag.
Yeah.
Because that's a driving force in today's world.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
It almost feels like an exhibition game for the
sure
future
does.
of the NFL.
That's exactly what it is, and I don't like it.
I don't either, yeah. Fair point.
It's over at that point. They go to flag football.
Oh,
Sorry.
nobody's
We're done.
watching.
We're done. I'm past it. Yeah. I was past flag football in 7th grade. I didn't like it then. I really don't like it now.
Okay. You say that, but
yeah. If it's not tackle, it's not. I mean, well, that's because you like violence. Yeah, maybe in part. It's just fun, and it's a part of the game. The violence is part of the game.
Yeah.
So now, Roger, we're going to revisit what Bono said the other day
Yeah, play
at
a
the
little bit
Sphere.
more. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At the U2 concert the other night in Las Vegas when he was talking about Israel and Palestine. And here's what he had to say.
To see what the children of Abraham have been doing to each other.
Children of Abraham.
All over the world for millennia.
Yes.
As well as this very day.
Wish I'd have paid to see this show.
Check this out, though.
Choose. It's bewildering. To see the suffering of the Palestinian children after witnessing the same Israeli children. Shut up!
It's so
to see
great.
the suffering of the Palestinian children after we saw the suffering of the Israeli children.
And he keeps going.
Yes. There's almost too much.
Good for him for pointing that out.
When love looks laughable, I am sure it is the devil that is laughing. And I understand how ridiculous love thy enemy sounds right now. We can't live with love thy neighbor, even in our band, in our country. But it is a divine command and not advice. Easy to say, almost impossible to enact. And God help us, in Ireland, we haven't quite got there, but we have a fragile but beautiful peace that we are grateful for. That's right.
So pretty inflammatory, right? Love thy enemy and
Not at all.
Huh?
Totally not inflammatory at all.
It's not inflammatory, but
And I love that he told the hooters and howlers about the suffering of the Palestinian children to shut up.
Shut up.
Let me finish here. After the suffering of the Israeli children on October 7th, which set all of this off, but Roger Waters, the communist head of Pink Floyd, has responded. I'll bet this is good.
Yeah.
Anybody who knows Bono should go and pick him up by his ankles and shake him until he stops being a genocidal SHIT.
A genocidal
You know,
SHIT.
we have to start speaking to these people and saying, your opinion is so disgusting and degrading when you stand up for the Zionist entity. What he did in the Sphere in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, singing about the Stars of David, was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my
this
life.
makes me like it.
What the hell is wrong with this guy?
This makes me like it, actually. I was like, I just want to see the show. I don't need Bono blabbing. But that from Roger Waters, go ahead and blab, Bono. Just keep right on talking.
I know.
Shut up, douche. That guy.
He's one of the worst. He really is. Roger Waters has been a moron forever.
Yes.
If you preach peace and love, you're a genocidal SHIT, according to Roger Waters. And did you see where his message was being delivered? On Al Jazeera.
Oh, nice.
That's where that interview was
perfect.
taking place.
Okay, well, he's certainly not a shill for Hamas, is he?
No, not at all.
Good for him. Way to take a stand. Way to go, Roger. That's awesome. How brave.
Right?
He would say that on Al Jazeera. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yesterday here on The Blaze, Tucker Carlson sat down with Glenn. We talked about this with Glenn last hour, and we do have a little snippet. This is Tucker's first interview since he got back from Russia.
Yeah. Because remember, Tucker said, or Putin told Tucker that, we had, everything was good to go with peace 18 months ago with Ukraine. They signed off on it, and then Boris Johnson swoops in. That's kind of a follow-up to that.
So I'm over in Moscow. I'm waiting to do this interview. It gets out that we're doing it. And I'm immediately denounced by this guy called Boris Johnson, who was for a short time the prime minister of Great Britain. And Boris Johnson calls me a tool of the Kremlin or something. And I'm thinking, well, that's his name's not actually Boris, as I'm sure you know. His name is Alex Johnson. He called himself Boris in high school. So the guy who calls himself Boris is accusing me? So I was annoyed. So I put in a request for an interview with Boris Johnson, as I have many times, because he's constantly denouncing me as a tool of the Kremlin. He says no. So I'm thinking about saying I'm getting more annoyed. So I know a lot of people who know Boris Johnson. So I reach out to them. Finally, one of his advisors gets back to me and says, he will talk to you, but it's going to cost you $1 million. He wants $1 million.
What? Oh my gosh.
US dollars, gold, or Bitcoin. No, this just happened yesterday or 2 days ago. And I'm like, he wants $1 million. Yeah. And then he will talk to you about Ukraine. He will explain his position on Ukraine and explain what. So he attacks me without explaining how I'm wrong, of course, or how he's right. This is, by the way, the guy who single-handedly, at the request of the U.S. government, stopped the peace deal in Ukraine a year and a half ago and is, I think, for that reason, responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. He won't explain any of that to me in an interview until I pay him $1 million. And I said to the guy, I just interviewed Vladimir Putin. I'm not defending Putin, but Putin didn't ask for $1 million. So you're telling me that Boris Johnson is a lot sleazier, a lot lower than Vladimir Putin.
Okay.
Which is true.
Yeah.
So this whole thing is a freaking shakedown. Why $60 billion? I mean, I could get boring on this because I've learned a lot about it. But $60 billion is not going to allow Ukraine to prevail over Russia. No honest person thinks that's going to work. This is a money laundering operation. A lot of the people involved in it are making money from it. And if you're making money off a war, you can deal with God on that, because that's really immoral. Like, that's actually really, really wrong. And a lot of people are, including Boris Johnson.
Can you imagine asking for $1 million just to do a stupid interview?
Yeah.
To explain.
Yeah, I'm going to explain it to you. Yeah. A couple of facts that I learned from that interview yesterday was that I just never bothered to look it up. There's 100 million more people in Russia than Ukraine. And Russia creates 7 times the amount of artillery shells than all of NATO.
Wow.
That seems like
that's a lot.
That's going to be an issue at some point.
That is a lot. Good news coming out of Ukraine now, though, is that they just extended the martial law so that, that election.
Wait, democracy? I thought
that presidential election that was supposed to happen. Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Wait, we're not defending democracy in Ukraine?
We're not going to do that. Yeah, we are, but we can't.
It's delayed democracy.
Can't.
Oh, delayed democracy.
Zelensky still needs to remain president now. So
we have to put aside democracy to save democracy. If you will.
Explain that to me, as if I'm 10 years old here.
Delayed democracy.
It's like George W. Bush said. Fool me once, shame you're once, twice, 3 times a lady. And I love you. I think the Commodores said it best when they said that. And it's true. It's true. All right. Take a minute to tell you about preparewithpat.com from the fabulous people at My Patriot Supply. Government leaders repeatedly fail us. Can you trust them? Self-appointed experts have lied to us and led us astray. Can you trust them? Distrust in so-called authorities is spreading like a bad cold. We just can't quite shake it. But you are not as powerless as they want you to believe. There is someone to depend on. Yourself. You can rely on yourself. And if you're not sure where to start, because it is hard to get going, if you haven't prepared up until now, you think, okay, well, what do I do? Do I go buy a couple of cans of food and put them somewhere. I recommend you go to my website, preparewithpat.com. Get a 4-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. $60 off right now for a 4-week emergency food kit. My Patriot Supply has helped millions of Americans, including mine, to reach self-reliance. Years ago, I stocked up with a year's supply for everybody in my family. And it lasts for 25 years, so it's still all good. It tastes delicious.
I'm not sure how much I actually have because I have purchased some, but every time you do this ad, I'm like, I've got to order more.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to order more, and I haven't. And I mean, I hate you doing this spot because every time you do this commercial, I've got to order some more.
That's what it's for, but just do it. Just do it. Don't put it off any longer. Go to preparewithpat.com. Protect your future and the future of your family. These kits ship fast, free, and they arrive in unmarked boxes, so nobody's going to know that you've got all this food that's on hand. With My Patriot Supply, when you order by 3 p.m., your food kits will ship that same day, and you'll save $60 per kit right now at preparewithpat.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Or nothing. Here's an idea.
Here's an idea. Shut up!
Thank you, Bono.
Did you see the American ballerina that got arrested in Russia and charged with high treason for raising money for Ukraine?
Well,
she raised $51.
What was the cutoff? 50?
I think the cutoff is 0.
Okay,
actually, but $51 is what she raised for Ukraine. I hate to say it, but I understand Russia's concern here. If it's true that she actually raised $51,
yeah, but I mean,
that could absolutely turn the tide for Ukraine in this war. I mean, with $51, can you imagine? You could purchase a washer that a bolt fits into on a drone. So obviously, if you can buy washers for drones, now you're almost there. You're almost all the way to Moscow with troops.
Aiding and abetting the war machine.
It's incredible.
What are you doing?
It's incredible what is happening over there. It's just... And yet, I still don't want to give them another $60 billion.
I don't either. I don't either.
Still don't want it.
Did you see where, speaking of her being arrested, did you see where the helicopter pilot that defected from Russia to Ukraine, and then he was been on the lam, he went missing because he defected and he badmouthed the war and Russia, and then I guess he's been hiding in Spain. Yeah, he was just found dead.
Ooh.
So.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, it was just, I'm sure it was an accident.
Oh my!
I'm sure it was a complete accident.
Well, did he go out for a morning walk and he just collapsed? Because that happens all the time.
Was he vaccinated? He's probably vaccinated.
Okay.
Yeah, he was vaccinated with bullets.
Wow. Huh. So it's the lead vaccination.
It is. It is.
Some people say the lead is not good for you.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the old phrase was "get the lead out."
Yeah, I know.
So
right.
maybe that's where it came from.
Exactly. So, wow. Unbelievable. And, I mean, it's pretty certain, at least if you are to listen to the family and the experts, pretty certain that Alexei Navalny was poisoned again.
Yeah. It's so... Again, I know we're not supposed to care, but it's a story that I've followed for a while, and I mean his story is fascinating, right? I mean, he started
Navalny.
Yeah, he started. Everything was okay as he was a rabble rouser until he decided to run against Putin.
Yeah.
And then he gets poison thrown in his face. Then he gets poisoned again to kill him. He leaves the country, and then he comes back, gets arrested, gets shipped off. I find it weird that they actually killed him. I just feels like that was a mistake.
Yeah, and something that Tucker alluded to in that interview yesterday that I was trying to bring up with Glenn is that the timing of that was while all of the Western leaders and representatives were meeting in Munich, and then trying to get on the same page with how to deal with Russia, and all of a sudden you have that death of this opposition leader. You're like, oh, yeah. So that was the point that Tucker was making.
Yeah. I get it. So, and then his wife now says she's going to continue the fight. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Let us know how that's going.
So far, she's in Europe. I hope she stays there. But there's no safe place, is there? I mean,
no.
They kill dissent and people who are dissenters all over the world.
I mean, this guy, the helicopter pilot, was reportedly in Spain.
Yeah,
and,
right. And he's gone. We lost him.
I mean, accidents happen all over the world.
That is true.
What are you going to do?
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, no place is safe. Not even the United States of America, really.
Right. There was a guy killed in D.C. not too long ago.
Well, right now, Julian Assange is last-ditch effort to try to avoid extradition to the U.S., which would not work out well for him. So that's happening right now in Britain.
Mm-hmm.
But
they want to send him. Is it to Spain?
So his family wants him to go back to Australia, I believe it is, right back home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so,
okay.
Anyway,
I understand he's never been to Spain, but he kind of likes the music, and he heard that the ladies are insane there.
I believe that actually from Julian.
That they sure know how to.
That is Nobel Peace Prize nominee Julian Assange, who should be released post haste. And it'll be interesting. Elon Musk also got a nomination for Nobel Peace Prize. Jeff Fisher apparently left off the list this time.
Does Elon kind of like the girls there, or is no?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He thinks they're kind of insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He doesn't know that they sure know how to use it. And he thinks they do abuse it, and they are going to lose it. So that's why he can refuse it. All right. 888-900-3393. You got some chewing the fat?
Yeah, man, let's go.
Chewing the fat fun?
Let's go. It's Wednesday.
All right, we're going to do that. We are going to do that next, coming up in just a moment. Meanwhile, we'll also tell you about the U.S. vetoing a UN resolution calling for immediate ceasefire. Get this. We vetoed the resolution at the UN calling for a ceasefire in Gaza.
Weird.
That's kind of a surprise, isn't it? Since they've been pressuring Netanyahu to do just that. Get into that. Lots more coming up. Time to chew the fat with Jeffy. Here's the brand new theme that I think we all...
Fury and Energy created another AI theme. Last week we had one.
Yeah.
He created another one.
Okay.
All right.
And it goes a little something
Moo-moos are great
like
for the Moo-moos are great.
Overweight, no fat shaming, and I promise it's sincere. You definitely didn't cheat in that armadillo
Didn't cheat in the armadillo
race.
race.
Just encourage the dill, pick up the pace. He may be round, but the F is flat. So have a seat, let's chew the fat.
Nice. Nice.
That's good stuff.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you, Fury and Energy.
Congratulations to Wynn Wiley. Wynn Wiley, a drag queen who performs under the name Patty Gonia, has been named the National Geographic Travelers of the Year. Patty, is an intersectional environmentalist drag queen and advocate for inclusivity in the outdoors.
Cool.
The magazine said that Wynn helps LGBTQ plus youth discover the wonders of the outdoors through the nonprofit Outdoorist Oath, which Wiley co-founded. Every year, her community fundraises to send 10 queer youth on a fully scholarshiped backpacking trip. Patty said, one of the attendees told me and the group around the fire, being on this trip has helped me reclaim a childhood I didn't get to have. That's wonderful. Everything to me.
That
so that guy is in the woods with kids? Is that what I just picked up from that?
10 of them a year. And the activist has also been included in marketing campaigns by North Face and the National Audubon Society. So congratulations. This is going to come as a surprise to you, but the magazine was criticized by many over the decision.
Huh.
I know. I was shocked as well. Congratulations to Wynn Wiley, drag queen Patty Gonia, Travelers of the Year.
Wonderful.
Good times. Good times. Madam Web is the latest superhero movie. Have you seen that at the theaters? Did you go see that yet?
I have not yet.
Cassandra Webb is a New York Metropolis paramedic who begins to demonstrate signs of clairvoyance and forced to challenge revelations about her past. And she needs to safeguard 3 young women from a deadly adversary who wants them destroyed. Moviegoers, not interested. Widely panned. Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney made $25.8 million the first week. They spent about $115 million on the movie. So it's another financial Sony bomb as far as their superhero story. But hey, there were reports of people returning tickets they claimed, so the advanced ticket sales were actually declining, according to reports, once the reviews started. But you still have Bob Marley, One Love. That came in the last couple of weeks, $80 million, so that's been number one. Well, the new biopic for Bob Marley. Tomorrow's a big day. SpaceX robot rocket that lifted off to space, built by Intuitive Machines to carry cargo for NASA and other customers to the lunar surface, should be landing on the moon tomorrow. Now, it took off last week, and so this would be the first time that a U.S. spacecraft will land on the moon since, 72? And the Odysseus lunar lander is going to on its way to the south polar region of the moon in an attempt to find water. A soft landing is much needed. I mean, NASA needs the wind bad. They had the Peregrine lander that failed to land on the moon, and then we have delays in the Artemis missions coming up. Supposed to launch 2025, and now we're looking at maybe 2026. So who knows what happens? But we're going to land on the moon and get water. I'm all for that. Let's get a hose and bring it back to Earth. Okay. We don't need to worry about leaving it there on the moon. And
right.
Well, the
we'll
people
just
on
connect
the
the
moon need
hose
the water
and then
for. Let's go.
Stretch it out a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good plan, Jeff.
So that's going to happen tomorrow.
There's a kink in that, though.
That sucks.
Who's going
that
out there
suck.
to fix that?
SpaceX.
Yeah. Hello.
I guess.
On your way by, just kind of unkink that hose.
That's what we sent them up there for. And so then tomorrow we have that, and we have baseball spring training starts tomorrow.
The games, right?
Yeah, the games start tomorrow. Good news, even with the cheap-looking new uniforms, that the players are not happy with them. The new campaign, you'll see old on the left, new on the right. There's people are not happy with them, fans and players. Of course, they don't fit right. The pants no longer are customized, and the fabric is a different consistency. And the other players said, well, they just look cheap. But hey, play ball.
That does.
Yeah.
I mean, did they change all uniforms?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like a cost-cutting move. In other words, the first 15,000 fans enter the stadium. It's now the first 40 or so players to enter the stadium will get a uniform there.
Oh,
replica jersey.
Okay.
I hope you got your orders in. Former President Trump's high-top sneakers sold out hours after their launch Saturday at SneakerCon.
Well, they're only $400, so that's probably why.
The Never Surrender high-top sneaker, and first of all, they're $399.
Okay. You save $1 from your $400 bill.
You can get them at the GetTrumpSneakers.com. Trump said he's wanted to do this for a long time. Said, I have some incredible people that work with me on things, and they came up with this, and this is something I've been talking about for, 12, 13 years? And I think it's going to be a big success. Only 1,000 pairs of the gold shoes were available, according to the sneaker website, which described the sneakers as super limited. But at least 10 of the gold sneakers were randomly autographed by Trump. He also launched the T-Red Wave sneaker and the POTUS 45. Now, those are only priced at $199, which you should see on the screen. Apparently not. And the pair along, you have those two low-top sneakers and the 99 bottle of Victory 47 perfume and cologne are also available on the website. So good. But Trump, one of the things that I like about Donald Trump.
Smells like victory.
Smells like victory. They're registered trademarks, but Trump wanted to remind you, of course, on the website that Trump sneakers are not designed, manufactured, distributed, or sold by Donald J. Trump, the Trump Organization, or any of their respective affiliates or principals. 45 Footwear, LLC, uses the Trump name, image, and likeness under a licensing agreement. So it's not really him.
Oh,
it's not really
Is it really
him.
his defense fund that the money's going to go to, though?
I don't know. I don't know, but it's just that he pulled that. I remember him pulling that in Tampa because he was going to build the Trump Tower in Tampa, and it was a big deal. And he's speaking, and we talked to him on the air about it, and it was Trump Tower was going to be the most beautiful thing Tampa'd ever seen, and then everything fell apart. And his argument was, well, it wasn't
mine anyway.
It wasn't mine. It was just a name.
Yeah.
Just a name. Okay. Sure thing, Don. No problem. All you, buddy. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcast, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Yes, it is still free. And finally, not explicit, according to Apple. So we're good.
Nice. So you got yours off as well.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Finally.
Good.
Whoever took care of it, thank you. Speaking of presidents, I saw this video making the rounds from Garden Grove, California, and the audio is big guy audio, so I cut it out. But the pickup truck tailgate has a painting sticker of Joe Biden, and it's really an incredible sticker on the back of this truck bed on the tailgate. I mean, I love it.
Oh, yes.
I love it, but I don't know that I'd put that on my vehicle.
Oh, explain if you're listening.
Wow. Joe Biden tied up in the back of the truck bed with a NASCAR sticker over his mouth.
Wow.
Tied up.
That's art.
That is art.
That is art.
That is art on the sticker on the back of that truck bed, but holy cow.
Sheesh.
I know.
That's a little dangerous.
I thought so too.
Could be getting a visit from the Secret Service.
I mean, it's just a sticker.
Art.
It's art.
It's
just
art.
a sticker.
I mean,
know.
even if anyone understands art, it's Joe Biden. His son is like a world famous artist, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's just.
Still, give that a shot.
I'm all for it, but I'm not putting it on my vehicle.
Yeah, no way.
It's all on you. You go ahead and do that. I know. So we have Shane Rose, the Australian Olympic. I don't have to tell you, the Australian Olympic equestrian medalist.
Sure, right.
He was sidelined for a couple of days and may have not been able to ride in the Paris Olympics coming up in July. All for the outfit he wore at the Wallaby Hill extravaganza. One person got a little offended and filed a complaint. Now, he faced a review from Equestrian Australia, the country's governing body for equestrian and sports integrity of Australia. Now, he's seen here with his gorilla suit on and his mankini over the gorilla suit that he wore for the fancy dress competition. But then he just wore the mankini alone for the ride.
Oh man.
I won't play the video
that
for you.
Horse is like,
fascinating.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
fascinating. He later, of course, apologized and understands the high standards expected of everyone.
Of course
involved
he does, yeah.
In
He
our
understands.
high performance program.
He understands.
So, having now thoroughly reviewed the incident and spoken to relevant parties, the Equestrian Australia, there's no breach of the code of conduct by Shane Rose. That's fine.
That was a close
The
one.
matter's resolved. And now he and his teammates can continue to focus their attention on qualifying for Paris. I'm sure those rules will be updated, though, for the next Wallaby Hill extravaganza.
You can bet on that. All right, let me take a minute and tell you about your fatty liver. 100 million Americans have fatty liver. And according to the American Heart Association, if you do have fatty liver, you're 3.5 times more likely to have heart failure than those without. And it's because of the things that we punish our liver with: cholesterol and alcohol and toxins of all kinds, Tylenol, statins, cigarettes. Well, your liver has helped you with over 500 key functions every day. So it's time you return the favor and help your liver. And the way to do that is to get Liver Health Formula. It's an all-natural supplement, contains 11 clinically proven botanicals, that help recharge and protect your liver. You can try Liver Health Formula and get a free bottle of nano-powered omega-3 to keep your heart healthy. Try Liver Health Formula by going to getliverhelp.com/Pat. Claim your free bonus gift. That's getliverhelp.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
With more Chewing the Fat.
No, that's it. Let's wrap it up. Chewing the Fat. Thank you. Subscribe to the Daily Show, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. That's enough. Oh my gosh, I've done enough today. All right, I've worked this tongue to the bone.
How many days of a typical week do you say that? And what time of the day do you typically say that? I've done enough for the day.
I've done enough for the day.
Are you like Joe Biden and you put the lid on the day at around 7 or 8 in the morning?
If I could, I would. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. He's done so much, though.
Yeah.
That they can't even keep up with him. They can't even keep up with the man.
I really, I think a winning campaign for him is actually just to make him go away and not see him. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that it's a winning campaign. It would be a better campaign than actually seeing him. Because when you see him, you get so disgusted.
Right.
Yep. Well, I don't know that Democrats do, but that certainly applies to us.
It applies to me, that is for sure.
Did you see the trans person in the high school girls basketball game?
Oh, we've got that clip.
You got to see this to believe it. I mean,
18.
Here's another example of a male dominating females in a sports competition. Watch this kid.
Clip 18.
Handle himself on a rebound.
Oh, gosh.
Where he just throws the woman down, throws a girl down to the ground.
Girl can't get up. She's hurt.
Well, she needs to suck it up.
Go back to the beginning and let's see that again, because watch this. Yeah! And then he just lays it up in it.
I mean...
Okay, so
These
that
are
was
high schools in Massachusetts that are playing here.
That was the third
time
girl of the game he had injured.
I'm not letting my daughter play.
No way.
And that's how you stop this.
No way.
You just en masse say, my daughter is not playing.
Not doing it.
In your garbage league where dudes are allowed to run roughshod over them.
So that's a Massachusetts high school girls basketball game. And at halftime, the team that was being dominated by this guy had to forfeit the game because they weren't going to take a chance anymore that he was going to hurt somebody else.
Yeah.
He'd already hurt 3 girls, injured them. They were out of the game. So they said at halftime, we're not playing anymore. And that's what it's going to take. But the other team won because of it. I mean, it's insanity. What's it going to take? Does a young girl have to be killed by some male before somebody puts a stop to this?
Is that going to be enough?
Actually, would that even stop it?
No.
We've already had a woman with a broken face in MMA. Mm-hmm. We've had busted out teeth.
Yep.
We've had girls be injured
injuries,
in all manner of sports, and still they don't care.
Field hockey, soccer, volleyball, you name it. We've seen the injuries.
Volleyball, yeah.
And
jeez.
And whenever girls have stood up and said, I'm not participating,
they're the bad person.
Well, they're the bad person, but there's been change. I mean, we've seen this a couple of times now where they've said, okay, we'll make a trans category. And then the trans people go, whoa, no, I don't want to compete. I want to dominate. And it shows for what their true colors are there.
Yeah.
How do these parents allow their daughters?
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know.
This would end overnight if parents would take a stand.
If I'm the father of that daughter that just got thrown to the floor, I am out on the basketball court yelling and screaming and carrying on and probably being arrested.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would have had enough at that point.
Yes.
But what does it take for you to have enough? These are your daughters at risk here. Don't allow it. Don't allow it.
Which, you're just throwing the whole competition thing out the window.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
I get it. There are some players that are better than others. There always will be. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Male or female. But the agreement that we all had that males are different and women are different than males and males are different than women, that's been out the window now. I mean, that's just that agreement no longer exist, and it should.
Yeah. And Title IX, which was installed because it was supposed to protect women. It was supposed to protect women and women's sports.
Women's sports, yes.
And that's completely out the window. All it's protecting now are trans males.
Yes. To be able to compete if they identify as a female.
Yeah, if you're a male, you're a biological male, and you identify, you just think you're a female. Yeah. That's all it takes. All right, come on in and compete against these girls. I don't understand.
It's so frustrating.
You're a girl then now.
Yep.
Okay.
It's so frustrating when something so obvious to so many still just gets ignored.
I know.
And it just
we've gone
mounts
so far
on itself
in the wrong direction.
All of these things. It's just so shocking.
I don't want to handle this like Russia is handling it, but there's got to be a happy medium somewhere between, okay, homosexuality and LGBTQ lifestyle is banned and illegal. Okay, that's not the right way to go, but that's the way Russia has gone. We've completely bent over backwards for the LGBTQIA2 plus community, and anything they want, they get.
Well,
no, you don't do that either. But somewhere in between is a happy area, I think, where we could maybe come to an agreement.
Well, I think what's happened is there's been so much tolerance and so much acceptance of the LGBTQ community that it has allowed itself to be taken over by the trans community. Hey, look, there's a place where inroads have been made. Let's go and take over that group and go hide under that umbrella.
And they have.
And they most certainly have. Really, we've lost all sense of common sense.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that
No
is
question.
long gone. Just common sense, daily common sense would put an end to this.
In Moscow, just to show you the other side of this spectrum, police in Moscow were called to investigate an event dedicated to the cartoon series My Little Pony over alleged LGBTQ plus propaganda at the My Little Pony event. The event,
Can't have that.
the Mi Amore convention, was shut down by organizers on Saturday after officers arrived at the venue. Police were unable to find any evidence even of the propaganda at the event, but they shut it down anyway.
Yeah, you never know. Might pop out.
Wasn't there a big deal with My Little Pony and bronies? They call them
yeah.
the teenage boys who are into My Little Pony.
Oh, see, we could have nipped this in the bud.
Right.
Should have done.
I've just got so many of those stupid My Little Pony dolls.
But in Russia, things are so bad that they shut down a My Little Pony convention because they might be using some propaganda at this event. But, of course, the impression is that the United States is so oppressive, homophobic, and uninclusive that that we're the bad guys.
Right.
Whereas in other parts of the world, they've made it illegal, and we never hear any opposition to that. We never hear about Russia or the Middle Eastern countries.
No, we do not.
And how bad things are for the LGBTQIA2 plus community in those areas.
I mean, there's not as far as my understanding, there's not a gay person in the Middle East.
Right, that's right.
Is that am I correct?
Well,
in
sure,
that?
because they throw them all off the top of buildings and kill them. So there probably aren't that many.
I mean,
and if there are any, they're not admitting it.
Well, yeah, when asked, no.
No, no, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
But here, we're the bad guys, even though, I mean, if you were to watch a new show, a new movie, a new TV series,
we're inundated with it every day.
Hetero relationships are barely included in movies and TV shows lately. Every single movie and TV show has multiple gay relationships now represented, or trans people, or both.
Or both.
You talk about disproportional. Jeez. I have seen more men making out on the screen in the last year than in the rest of my entire life combined.
That's a fact, yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah, and I don't even watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either.
Not really opposed to it. I mean,
you
part
like
of
that?
The show.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
It's art tells a story.
Anybody making out is a good thing, right?
It's love.
It's love.
Anybody what do you have against love?
You can't legislate love.
I can't quit you.
I will say there's on my television screen there's an overabundance of African American males with Asian women.
That's an interesting thing too.
That's an interesting combo you don't see out.
That's an interesting
there's
thing.
An abundance of African American males with Asian women and white children. Mm-hmm. I do see that. I just go with what I see.
I mean, seriously, in most shows now, there are more depictions of homosexual relationships than hetero. I mean, the proportion is completely out of whack now. It's completely out of whack.
I mean, how many?
But we're the bad guys, not Russia, not Saudi Arabia, not Iran.
I can't tell you how many shows I watch and I go, of course he's gay.
Right.
Of course she's gay. It's just, of course.
The latest example, do you watch Halo?
Yeah, I've not started watching Halo.
Season 2 finally came out, and it's
same thing. Yeah, of course, of course.
Mm-hmm. Of course,
it's like of course.
Gay. Yeah, you wouldn't expect it. So obviously, that's the gay relationship right there. So it's great.
I think the more breaking news on that is that there is a show that Jeffy admits to having not started.
Right, that is amazing.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.